Hello, and welcome to the final Scouring of the Shire scenario. It's Battle of the Bywater. It's the big one.
It's the one you've all been waiting
It's
for.
the one 100 of you have been waiting for, according to Google Analytics. So, fuck it, it's a lot. I don't actually know how many models are on the board, but it's too many.
I think it's 47.
Yeah. And we're, for some reason, playing this on a 2x2 for an unclear reason.
Yeah, so all this extra scenery is just for decorative purposes, and the 2x2 board in the middle is what we're playing on.
Yeah, so this is the actual thing that happens in the books. The Hobbits that have returned from the journey have decided to make a stand. They fight the Ruffians at the small town of Bywater, and they're going to, I guess, hopefully beat them. I'm not sure.
The Hobbits haven't had that much luck up to this point, so a little bit.
The scenario
cut to me rolling through dice.
The Hobbits have had luck in like one scenario. I think over the course of the campaign, the Ruffians have thoroughly won.
They've been winning for sure, and I think that's reflected slightly in the bonuses. Which
If we go through, all of the previous games have impacts on future games, and quite a lot of them impact this one. So, because like 6 months ago, Farmer Maggot lost, OT is going to get 3 additional Ruffians. Because, however, the Hobbits won the uprooting of Bagshot Row, we get Gaffer Gamgee and his flowers. Because Folko Boffin was unable to escape, the Sheriff heroes here are not allowed to call heroics, which is a bit annoying. Because we lost the attack on Tugborough, Pippin doesn't get any might this game. So he doesn't have his 2 might.
His 0 might.
Although, as we'll come to in the scenario rules, there is something that slightly helps him. And because Old Cotton's Farm was won by the Hobbits, Mary can call a single heroic action without expending might in the game. So those are all the things that have impacted this one. We will hopefully keep track and not forget.
Yes.
About might rules.
Yes, we'll try and keep track. I think we'll write everything down this time because there's quite a lot of heroes.
Yeah, if we make a mistake, then suck it up.
So the Battle of Bywater, we're going to be deploying. We've got 3 contingents of hobbits and then 1 contingent of ruffians who are being ambushed. You've got all the rules here. Essentially, at the end of any turn, for the good player to win, Sharkey has to be dead. And for the evil player to win, he has to kill
all 4 of the big heroes.
The 4 big heroes, so Frodo, Sam, Merry and Pippin. So on the face of it, seems like the Hobbits might be okay, but I mean there are about equal number of models here.
Where does Sharkey start the game, OT?
Not on the board.
And I think that is actually...
And not on the board for the first 4 turns, and then it's a 5 up to come on after that.
So
I think Sharkey not being on the board for the first 4 turns will make this significantly harder than it would have been.
Otherwise, you could just shoot him to death.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd try and hide him.
Yeah, it's true.
So until that point, every Ruffian warrior model that dies has a chance to come back on a 6 as well. So the Ruffians are potentially never ending, but also it might be like 50 turns until Sharkey comes on. So you never know.
Is it only up until Sharkey arrives that the Ruffians can come back?
No, it's just forever.
Which,
then we've got Merry and Pippin can once per game declare a free heroic combat without expending might, which is useful because one of them doesn't have any might. So there we are. So we've marked the heroes with some loom bands to make it a little bit easier to see. OT, do you want to explain what your 2 heroes are?
So I've got Bill Fernie, who's just shit, offers nothing. He has a shit special rule that's not useful in this scenario. So he's literally just a ruffian warrior with a might point and 2 fate points.
Okay.
He does have a whip. Sid, however, is different. He is a banner to all ruffians apart from himself. He's also combat beast in this scenario. When in this context, fight 4, strength 4, D4, 2 attacks. And he causes terror to hobbits. So
insert Homelander, I'm better than you.
Yeah, he is literally. He's also 5 points more than Bill Fernie, and how on earth that calculation works, I've got no idea.
He's slightly terrifying.
He is the one to be afraid of here.
He's shit, but against hobbits and this specific scenario, he's quite good.
He is the highest fight model on the board.
Do you want to explain what Sharkey and Worm will do when they come on?
Hide.
Hide, and Sharkey has transfix on like a 2, right?
Yeah, but he won't be. He'll be terrifying. He'll become terrifying and then hide basically.
Well, you want to transfix the Hobbit heroes and gang them.
I can do it. I can do it once, but yeah, that's not gonna be a thing.
And then Worm.
Worm's quite killy.
In this context, yeah.
Against Hobbits.
But he's only kill if other models can't see him, so I don't really know how that's gonna work.
Okay.
Might try and like.
He's a bodyguard, basically.
He'll be a linebacker for.
Okay. And Onod, do you want to explain through the Hobbit heroes and what's special about them, because there's quite a few of them.
So we have Merry on Pony. He's obviously got the Warhorn, which is going to give us a courage boost, which will be useful because we're going to get that terrifying aura on in a bit. We've then got Battling Brandy Bucks, who have +1 strength, and because we're the power gamers that we are, we've also got them
strength 3 with axes.
Spicy. So quite useful against D3 models. We then over here have Gaffer Gamgee, who's obviously bringing us the flower pots. We've got Holfoot Bracegirdle, who's going to be giving Sheriffs within 3 inches of him burly. We've then got Sheriffs who are fight 3, so they're going to be higher fight than the Ruffians because we're ignoring the Ruffian special orders we have been for the whole campaign. We then have Frodo, who's a 6-inch banner. He cannot fight. We then have Sam, who is the highest strength model because of Sting. He does have strike. We then have Cotton, who has a spear. We then have Robin Smallburrow, whose special is pointless because it's to do with reinforcements. And then finally, over here, we have Pippin, who has no might because of this scenario, but he does get a free action. So he does have strike, so we can still call that once again, which might be useful. And then we have some Toyish Hunters who get to fight 3, which again will be useful because that means they're going to be higher fight because we're ignoring the Ruffian special rule. And we've also got
weird
OT.
It's me IRL.
If you haven't noticed him throughout all of the other games, he's been in all but one of them.
Because we forgot.
And he's just been lurking around. So he's joining us for the final game.
Every game is an Easter egg and no one's noticed.
Yes, he's just here as part of the barricade now.
Yeah.
So I guess there's nothing left to explain. So we're just gonna
get into it.
Yeah. And we'll come back.
Let the fun begin.
It's the final game. Everything's come up to this moment. The Hobbits haven't had their fair share of wins, it would be fair to say, up to this point. So we're rather hopeful, I think, but also terrified that we might just lose this one again. Wouldn't you agree, Onod?
I would agree, Mayor.
There was definitely an atmosphere in the room of both sides trying to win. I would say.
I didn't feel that.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all wanted to win. But it's because over the weeks and months of playing this, knowing that it all comes to this moment, it's hard to just throw it and go, oh, it's a narrative, it's fine. Let's just do what's fluffy instead of trying to win. And maybe that's our fault. Maybe it's a fault of the way the game's structured. I don't really know. I think it might be, as OT pointed out previously, because we took sides rather than all of us playing both sides or some combination thereof.
Yeah. And I think it also didn't help that we both collected and painted the sides individually. So I did all the Ruffians, you two did all of the Shire. And I think the net result of that was I definitely got quite attached to my Ruffians, even though I will never use them again. And I'm quite happy that I'm never gonna have to use them again. But I think there is something in the models you've put effort into painting doing well on the table or something, because you don't want that effort to feel like it was wasted. So yeah, but I don't know, I think I was interested to see this one because effectively I think both sides had around 300 to 350 points, so this was probably more like a traditional game of SBG than any other scenario. The obvious difference being it's on a 2x2, which fundamentally changes things a bit.
I think it's better. It's a better overall experience on the smaller boards. Perhaps the smaller scale feels like it fits more with the narrative game, as opposed to an army. We have finished the first
We've finished
turn.
the scenario.
We finished
It's over.
We've conceded. No. The Ruffians have moved up quite aggressively. They were out of throwstone range on this flank, so we've moved everything across a little bit. Everything's sort of starting to move from out behind the barricade. Most of it's coming out this side. And then the shooting commenced, and 2 of the poor hobbits on the left flank died. The return volley from the Turkish hunters was underwhelming. And
Very accurate, but not lethal.
Not lethal, yeah. So absolutely nothing died from them. So we're going on to the next turn. So we're going to roll priority. So the Ruffians are using the Rivendell dice.
Fuck my life.
They won't be from this turn onward though. And there we go. So that's
Wait, did
fine.
you want that?
I'm not sure we did.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't want that. Okay,
So
cool.
We're gonna do the movement.
Cool.
Right, so
The Ruffians are winning the shooting war. It's
The
fucking,
Ruffians
fucking unprecedented.
are in the shooting war. Another Hobbit's dead. The Hobbits didn't actually get an opportunity to shoot this turn. Well, we could have thrown, I think, about 3 throw zones, but we chose to actually move.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah.
So we've got a big old line.
Yeah.
Pippin has been tagged by
Sid.
and Pippin, remember, has no might because of a previous scenario. So he can't strike, so Sid is going to be higher fight and is quite likely, I think, to maybe get a wound in.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens. Sid's going to be a banner within 3 inches of Ruffians. Frodo's a 6-inch banner, which I think tags everyone but Merry's combat.
Frodo's behind that tree over there.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of re-rolling going on. OT, you get to decide the order. I'm assuming we're going for Sam first because he's trapped.
Let's do Sam first. Cool.
Cool, so I've got 1 dice on Sam. And he can re-roll this.
Range of Sid's banner. Only the nearest.
Just one.
Only nearest guys in range.
So he's roll those dice separate. Sam rolls a 3 to begin with. So let's see.
So blue dice can be bannered, brown dice cannot be bannered. I'm on a 6.
So we need our banner re-roll. No. So you win, and he is trapped. Double dice.
What defense is he?
3. Oh, are you going on Pony or Sam?
I could lock him in chains.
I guess you could. Sam has 3 fade, he'll be fine.
So we're rolling to wound Sam, and by we I mean OT.
Yep.
So what do you need?
4s.
4s, and you've got 4 dice,
Yeah.
and he's got 2 fate, 2 wounds.
3 fade, 2 wounds.
Okay, so we should be okay here, right?
That's 1 wound.
That's
Okay,
okay.
go through.
He'll just take the wound. Okay, so Sam has taken a wound,
Should put him in chains.
and we'll move on to the next combat, which should we do
OT, you can pick. Look at his soul.
this one? This is the last one?
Anyway. 2 on Pippin.
Okay. 1 attack or 2?
2 attacks.
He's got 2 attacks. I'll set the bar because you've got high fight. Okay, there's the 6.
I'll spend a might point to turn it.
Banner
to-
first.
Does he banner himself?
He doesn't banner himself.
Oh, doesn't he?
So he might it to win.
Looking for 5s. It's 2 wins.
Okay. What does he have? 2
2
fate?
fate. No might points. 1 fate.
Nice.
Passes it. So
1 wound,
we'll
1
take
fate.
1 wound and 1 fate.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's all the fights.
Yep.
So we will roll for priority.
Yep.
It's a big 5.
It's a 3.
Okay. The Hobbits take it, and we'll come back after movements. So, OT, what's happening?
Scenario's over. But not in the way we expected. Ruffians are dropping like flies. I just shot into combat and killed my own guy rather than the Hobbit, which was a bit of a curveball, but may actually work out for the best, reason we'll go into in a second. Sid is completely surrounded by 4 of the biggest Hobbit hitters, and I think it might be in. He's off to the big farm in the sky.
He's in trouble.
Bill's coming to do his best to help, but isn't going to be able to do a whole lot, unfortunately. I think, to be honest, the Hobbit heroes are going to be a bit much for the Ruffians to deal with, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, so you rolled for one guy to come back, which was this guy here.
1 from 7, which is all right.
And there's lots of Ruffians being surrounded. There was a big combat pose to come off here, but OT wisely countercharged to the Hobbits, bringing them off, and then accidentally shot his own guy, aiming at Merry, and has cancelled that combat, which is actually, that's okay.
Yeah.
And yes, there's lots of buffs being pushed around this area, and I think we're going to be striking with Samwise.
Yep.
Does Sid have strike? No. So, I mean, that's going to be the climactic one. So I think what we'll do is we'll do all the other combats, and then we'll come back and record that one at the end. So as OT's just bravely pointed out, that Sid's actually a banner, so we're going to do him first, as he's also trapped. So, striking, we need anything but a 1, right?
Yeah.
A 1 and we draw. Yeah. Are you rolling, Onod, or am I rolling?
Yeah, I don't care.
You better roll it then.
Here comes the 1.
The nonchalance.
Oh,
it's a 6.
Fight 9.
Okay, so he's fight 9, so he's going to be fainting, I guess. So bonus-wise, we've got our sheriff leader dude who's two-handing. Does he get the bonus for that? For being burly?
He is not the guy that you think he is, but he will get the bonus.
But he gets the bonus. So he'll be two-handing. Sam will be fainting, and so will everyone else that can. But so they'll be able to reroll 1s to wounds, and we've got spear support with 2 might, which might come in handy.
You've got a banner, and you can reroll a 1 in this combat to fight as well because of the spear guy.
So OT, do you want to set the bar? You don't want to set the bar.
Okay. So 2 dice for Pippin.
2 dice for Pippin, who has no might.
No might.
Gets 5s, so that's decent. We'll leave that there. Then we've got 1 for Sam, who has some might.
1 might left.
Okay, who else has might?
We've got 1 might on Robin Smallburrow and 1 might on the spear dude.
Okay, so Sam. No, so that's going to be useless. Smallburrow, what's his face? Gets the 6. So now we're rolling to wounds. We want to start with the people without might, so
Pippin rerolls wounds against heroes.
He rerolls.
He just rerolls wounds. Wow. Okay.
Is it flat wounds or is it just 1s?
It's wounds.
So he's strength 2, 3.
Strength 2.
It's 5s rerolling.
5s rerolling. Okay, that's average. Okay, 2 wounds. So he's going to have to fate it.
Yep.
He's got 1 might.
Oh, yep, 1 might, 1 fate.
Okay,
he's
so
still
he
alive.
passes the fates. So now we're going to roll for the two-hander, who has 1 attack base.
You are rolling 1 of it.
1 attack base, so he's rolling 2 for trapped, needing 4s. Does kill him. Sid is down. So we will do the remaining combats, I suppose, and we will come back.
Wow, we sound so enthused.
So
talk at this point, or?
So nonchalant.
Back. This is. Oh my god.
We're just so suppressed.
Just honestly, I mean, you did exactly the right play. You went all in on a strike turn, and it paid off, and you killed Sid. And I don't know. I think it was weird having to deal with the Hobbit heroes in quite a serious way, but having strike and 2 attacks just made a lot of them very scary. So
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we took Sid out. I think at this point we're thinking maybe that was a mistake from UOT, put him out there so quickly, but they really know what else you were to do.
So basically, it had been from the turn before, I'd basically gone for Pippin, who had no might, and I can't remember if he had any fate or something, but he had a debuff, basically. And I'd just literally thrown 3 guys at trying to kill Pippin as quickly as possible. I think I got a wound on Pippin, but didn't kill him or something, gone down to 1 wound, 1 fate. And essentially that was the goal, was just to try and insta-kill Pippin. Because I didn't have the advantage in the longer game, was my theory, so I just wanted to try and blow you up as quickly as possible.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, cost you Sid, which I think was probably the scariest model, potentially.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
Hang on, Mary should have courage checked. Yeah.
so the hobbits moved in, got some charges off. Yeah, ruffians are getting surrounded in some areas. There's some hobbits back here just kind of loitering. We pulled Pippin back because he's on 1 wound, 1 fate. And
No, mate.
2 ruffians came in here who have trapped this guy. They're not charging him, they're just trapping him. Which means this is still the pile of ruffians queuing up to come on the board. And we're now going to roll for Sharkey and Worm. So on a 5, they'll come in.
Third attempt.
They do come in. So we'll see where OT's going to place them. Sounds like Merry is going... I always have to pause because I'm like, which one is it? Merry is going to be combating. So we'll end up rolling for that one first. And then we'll resolve the remaining fights. Right. Onod, would you like to roll?
I would love to.
So he's got 2 attacks on the one of the ruffians. So Onod's going to roll to set the bar. It's a 6. Now he needs a 5 to wound. He does wound. So Merry is then going to move into Sharkey.
Can we trap him? I can't really
No,
see.
you can't trap him. So should we just roll for that one first as we're here?
Yeah, go on then.
So Sharky's on
Big
1 attack.
moment. Sharky's higher fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna use his
So,
dagger rather than his 200 weapon.
Staff.
You set the bar.
So Merry is on the... Sorry, it is Merry, isn't it?
Yep.
The
Fangle.
Fangle dice. Here we go. It's a
Nice
5.
roll.
It's a 2. Okay, so Merry will win. Merry needs 5s to wound. So let's see. Could do with a wound. He does get a wound. So are you going to fate it? Because
No.
because
no,
if he takes the wound, then Worm
Worm's
comes
on our
after him.
side.
No, because if it's no fate left.
Oh, he's
Oh,
right.
is it no
Yeah,
wounds,
he's
no
right,
fate? So
he's
he'll
right.
take the wound. So Sharky is on 1 wound, 1 fate, and will resolve the remaining fights. Talk. So, plenty of ruffians and hobbits died that round. I think 3 or 4 hobbits died.
I think it was 5.
Really?
I think it was.
It was
4
4 or 5.
4 or 5
It was 4
hobbits,
or
and I
5.
think 6 ruffians died.
Wow. So lots of death on
Very
both
violent,
sides. So
very violent.
this side is, I mean, there's only 2 guys left for the ruffians, which is good. The middle is being held fairly firm by the ruffians. There are 5 guys there. And on the left, these 2 chumps who've just come in last turn are going to be holding that flank a little bit. And then we've obviously got
The brave
Merry
man.
over here, who's done a wound to Sharky. So until he loses his fate, Worm is going to be on his side. So we're going to roll for priority now.
Yes.
Okay.
And we are going to heroic move with Mary.
So we're going to heroic move with Merry. So we've done the movement. The ruffians moved backwards over to this direction. 2 ruffians came on. They're currently helping to trap Merry, who did his heroic move into Shark and Worm. So bows and shots did nothing. Who is this again? Farm Cotton? No? The other one? Gaffer Gamgee has been surrounded and charged. There are a couple one-on-ones here. There's a couple little scuffles here. The hobbits are moving forward here against nothing, and what's his face is just cowering over here. So chill Bernie. We're just going to do combats now, and there's no reason to not do Merry first.
Suspense.
So, well, I mean, it's just going to cut to us fighting with him later. So, because none of the other fights matter very much. So we're going to do Merry. Onod's going to roll for the Shire.
Can you roll
For
first?
Frodo. I don't mind rolling if you want.
Saruman in brown, Grima in blue. Saruman has a might point. I'm on a 6, so I take it.
Okay.
You're trapped.
Yeah.
Going to hit the horse, right?
D5.
The pen.
D5, so they're both needing 5s. Saruman in brown, Grima in blue. That is 2 wounds. Saruman's in brown, so I might point to do another wound.
You could.
And you're out of might. That might actually kill you.
It might actually kill me. You still got 3 heroes left to kill after this. And that's your only might point on the board.
Okay.
You could.
I'm going to make you roll some fate. I'll save my might because I could heroic move next turn.
Okay.
2 wounds.
2 wins. So what do we need here? What has he got left?
2 fate.
He's got 2 fate and
2
might.
And how many
Two
wounds?
wounds.
2 wins. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So he takes a wound and then we lose a fate. Okay. So that's not too bad. We'll come back after the end of the fighting. So we've come to the end of the turn. 3 ruffians in total died there, and no hobbits, despite these 2 losing their combat. They survived, and a couple of hobbits here lost their combat and survived. But otherwise,
Merry lost his combat.
yes,
Was trapped.
Yes, we recorded all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Merry's in a bit of trouble. There are 6 ruffians between our kind of main force and Sharkey at this point. So there's a potential move off.
Yeah.
So we might as well roll for priority.
Yeah.
Right, cut that.
I'm on a 4. That's a 2.
Okay. So there might need to be a move off here, but
Come back in a second.
So, the hobbits decided to call a move in the end with Frodo, who captured the majority of the force. They then proceeded to tag pretty much everyone. Sam and the 2 below him weren't part of that move. We had Merry go into Sharkey and Worm to just stop them moving away, stop any magic happening. He's been counter-charged, so there's a little 4-on-1 there. Then there's some sort of desperate-looking fights in the middle, and then some more positive for the Hobbit fights on the right-hand side. Oti rolled pretty poorly and only brought in this lone bowman who missed his shot out of all these models needing a 6. So the Hobbits, I believe, are now going to call a combat with Samwise, so they can just kind of try and launch themselves forward into this position. And then it's going to be a struggle for Merry to basically stay alive for as long as possible or fluke some kind of win. So we're going to roll for the combat first.
Yep.
So do you want to set the bar with whoever that is?
Is Sam now out of might?
Yeah.
Sam is out of might.
Cool. So I've got Bill Fern.
You've got Bill Fernie, okay. So set the bar with old Bill.
To 3.
3. So Samwise gets a 5. So we'll roll for Sam first. He is trapped. That's nothing. And then we've got a sheriff dude. He needs 4s.
Robin.
That's a wound. I think he's dead now, isn't he?
He's got 1 fate left.
No, you used it.
Okay,
He used
so
it, I think.
he's
So he is dead. So they're all going to move more or less off to the left. And do you want to do Merry now?
You should do your move first.
Yeah. Okay. So we've done that move now. A few more guys have been tagged, and we're going to do the big one with Meriadoc. So Merry might as well set the bar as you've got higher fights.
Yeah.
So there is a banner. Okay, I'm just going to banner this.
Good.
Okay, so it's a 3 high. Beat that.
Saruman in brown, everyone else in blue. Yeah, take on a 6.
There's a 6 anyway. So what do you need?
Everyone needs 5s.
Okay.
And you've got what, 1 fate and 1 wound left.
Yeah. So do 2 wounds.
Cool. So Saruman in blue, other dice in brown.
Looking for a big whiff here.
That is
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Oh, no.
It is dead.
So he is
dead.
gone.
Yeah.
So Merry has been taken out, and we'll do the remaining fights.
Yes.
So as a recap, Merry was defeated there, and 2 more ruffians died. No hobbits died. We just rolled for priority, and the hobbits have it. So there's 1 ruffian here who's a little bit in no man's land. I can't believe I failed to kill him. And then you've got a ruffian here and then smattering back here. So the net is closing, but if OT can get some 6s to bring some guys on, it might start looking a little bit worse. It doesn't look like there's going to be a way of tagging Sharkey this turn. And as Onod pointed out, we no longer have our Warhorns. So we might have to start moving around the back and see if we can close in on Sharkey. So we'll come back after movement. So we've done all of the moving. We managed to get a couple of hobbits around the back here and a few surrounds. Sharkey managed to be charged. There was enough gap around the back here for him to be taken out, and we started moving some hobbits around the back of this house. We're also trying to block as much of the ruffians coming on from this position as possible.
There is the moment where you positioned some hobbits along the edge of the board to stop me spawning any ruffians in. Which,
That was actually pretty smart from us, I've got to say.
honestly, I just...
It's like we're playing 40k.
I know it was fucking scum, but that was actually pretty smart. You could still spawn them, it's just they had to get spawned by that tree.
Well, in the tree or right on the other side of the board. But when you did that, I was fucking seething. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I was literally like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, this is fucking stupid as fuck.
It made it much easier to fucking win and end, though. Imagine if we hadn't done that, how much longer it got on for.
I think if you hadn't done it, I would have won. Like,
well, yeah, exactly. That's why we did it.
Genuinely think. But like, I think of all the non-thematic things we've done, I think you tactically putting hobbits 3 inches apart across the edge of the only board edge I could spawn on is up there. I think fucking bullshit.
I think if the Ruffians had won this scenario, that would have been a real fucking depressing way to go out.
I mean, yeah, it would have been a bit of an oof. But like, as a way to win, I was like, goodness gracious. It's literally parking the bus. It's like going 1-0 up and then just like bringing on 3 centre backs and just taking.
Well, no, it was still 0-0 at this point. We were like, let's just defend the draw. Let's just defend the draw, hoof up long, and hope we accidentally score.
We'll take it to penalties. You've got
exactly. Go for pens, lads.
You got Martinez in goal.
It's the 60th minute, but we're going for pens.
Yeah, is what it is. But yeah, that really annoyed me.
It was a real fucking power play from us, though, I've got to say. The only issue was eventually we ran out of hobbits, as people will see. We ran out of hobbits to actually do it.
Yeah.
So
by the end, I think I outnumbered you by about like 7 or 8 models. And like, yeah, there was a real reversal going on. It was just because you had so many pitting me in the corner, I guess, that gave you the advantage.
Yeah, it was getting a little sketchy towards the end, but anyway, let's continue on.
Yeah.
They can still come on over here or over here, so OT's going to roll for them now.
So, yeah, we're in. A couple of Ruffians returned. They are now sort of sandwiched in the same corner. Gaffer Gamgee is calling a heroic combat because we're hoping this turn that we can take out the screen between us and Sharkey and make it just sort of inevitable, I guess, if we can get enough Ruffians gone that we can get him. But we'll see what happens, I guess.
So I've lost 2 more Ruffians. However, managed to clutch some combats over here and actually inflict a wound on Smallborough that he was able to save with his fate point, which was pretty nice. We're now about to do the climactic combat, Sharkey and Worm. Sharkey in brown, Worm in blue. Sharkey does still have his might point. On 2 5s.
Clutch 6 incoming.
Well, he will win, so
might it.
You're going to might it?
Yes, I'm going to might it.
Right, so the Ruffians are now out of might, but they have won the combat. He's not going to be trapped. So
how much does defense does he go down?
Probably 3.
1. So it's D2.
So D2. So Sharkey needing 3s, Worm needing 4s. So Sharkey in brown, Worm in blue. He is dead.
Okay, so man down, but
he did well.
He did well.
Burn that might point.
Yeah, so we'll roll for priority now. Okay.
You can
OT needs a 6. Nope. So there is no might for the Ruffians now, so it is just going to be a move for the Shire, and we'll come back. Okay, here we are. What's happening?
Lots of stuff. 3 Ruffians came back on, but as we've closed the net, they have packed tightly into this tree. And OT's regretting placing it there when he was setting up the boards. But anyway, yeah, we've got Wholefoots onto Sharkey. He's got Cotton support. We're going to do it first. It's the big one. It potentially decides it.
Could end the game.
OT is going to...
No, you're setting the bar.
I'm setting the bar.
I'm in a disadvantageous position.
Okay, so Wholefoot still has a might point left, so he'll roll first. Okay. Cotton still has 2 might points left, so he will... Okay, we will now see what happens, and then we will
We'll
do our banner.
It's 5.
So banner the 2, which is 1 might on there.
Should we banner that because we got 2 might on it?
Yes, we probably should.
Because actually it doesn't really matter.
You can't call heroic actions if you're sporting, but I believe you can still influence dice rolls because it's your own dice roll.
Let's say that...
Shall we?
If it matters, we'll look it up.
If it matters, we'll look it up.
Yeah. Didn't matter.
Okay. So Sharky's going to roll to wound. Needing a 5, right?
OT doesn't want to.
Needs a 4.
4.
He wounds. So do we take a fate here or?
We have to. He's only got 1 wound. He dies.
Fuck, he dies. Shitting hell.
We've lost the Burley. We should have done that fight last.
Yes, we should have. Okay, so we're going to do the rest of the fights. So we've done the other fights. A couple of little holes have opened up, which is good. So including
I've got 5 guys left.
including Worm dying. So we think there's now potential if the Hobbits can win priority for them to get 2 guys on Sharkey. There's obviously some forces coming around the back, but I think they might be held up for a few turns. So it will be a case of trying to overwhelm on this front. So priority, here we go. Onod's going to roll. It's a 1.
It goes to me.
Okay, so I think
calls me.
Cotton's going to be moving, and we'll come back. Rolling.
Cool. So the Ruffians finally made their big comeback. We brought 7 on this turn, which is pretty decent. Really bolstered our numbers. We now have fewer casualties than the Hobbits, which is quite nice. However, Sharkey and his friends are seriously caged in the corner. It's looking a bit dicey. I think we really need to hold on this turn. Sharkey could also feasibly die this turn to Gaffer, which would be quite an appropriate ending. But yeah, no heroics, so we're just going straight into combat.
Yep, so we'll do Sharkey first, shall we?
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to just see if you want a 6?
see if Sharkey gets the 6. Oh my days. Okay, see if he wounds.
He does not win.
He does not wound. Okay, we'll do the rest of the combats and come back. So we finished the combats. Ruffian died over here. A Ruffian died in here. And Sharkey moved out of the way for his friend to back away, which meant that he backed away into this position.
Can we
which
stop
is,
doing Sharky's combat first because it is just actively
it is fucking
harming
us.
us
Yeah,
now.
yeah, we'll stop doing that. Excuse me. So we're going to roll for priority.
Goes to you.
Goes to us. So we'll do the move.
Cool. Well, it was a particularly successful shooting phase. I shot 1 whip into combat and I killed my own guy. Apart from that, not a lot's happened. Sharky's looking pretty fucking caged in right now, I'm going to be honest. It's a bit ropey over there. The Ruffian reinforcements are on the way. There is a healthy contingent coming to help, but it probably isn't going to arrive in time if we're being honest, but we shall see how we go. Do we have any heroic combats to do? Oh, just Pippin's. Pippin's heroic combat.
I don't have a mic.
So
Okay,
Pippin
yeah.
is going to be combating over here, off of this guy. Yeah. So our hope is that he will kill both of these in an ideal world. This guy will hopefully be dead, and then next turn we'll have a might to be able to move off to get into Sharkey, and then we're hoping to just hold off these 3 in the meantime.
Right.
So we'll do the combat first.
Yep.
The because we have to, not because it's
We
an
want
option.
to.
So, Pippin.
Is he within 6 of Frodo?
He
That looks close.
looks close. Let's say yes.
Let's measure it.
We should have measured.
I think he is.
Before starting.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah, he is actually.
Yeah. Okay.
He gets 2 3s, and because in Middle Earth you add the dice, he wins. Don't roll a 6. That's a 2.
Okay, so he is trapped.
Yep.
So 4 dice, needing 5s.
Nice.
Does kill him, and he will move on to the next guy. Who... So Sharkey, if Sharkey could move out of the way somewhere if we defeat him, is that going to influence anything? Probably not, because nothing else... Like, that's going to happen either way, regardless of other things, right?
Closer to us?
So, yeah, we'll do the other combats and come back. Or do you want... Should we roll for, like, these kind of important ones?
Sure, let's do Cotton and Gaffer.
Let's do Cotton and Gaffer against Dude with Axe.
We're not using Cotton's might no matter what, are we?
Probably not, unless it means we kill him potentially. I'll tell you what. Let's not do that one first. Okay. Let's do Archer by the tree versus Blue Axe guy, 1-on-1, because Archer is trapped. Okay.
He has 6 to draw. He wins.
Fuck.
He's trapped. He is.
Are we just not the same fight or something?
Can we stop picking people at disadvantage?
No. This.
He's dead. Why did we want?
So we needed to know what was happening there. So we need to...
Yep, so pretty... it was an alright round of combat. 1 Hobbit went down, 4 Ruffians. Pippin made some good progress, burned his heroic combat on that far side. Sharkey is hiding by a tree with his final bodyguards trying to keep him safe. He's still not been able to get his fucking terrifying thing off. I put 1 dice on a 2-up and failed. But yeah, it's more Ruffians going to keep coming on, and they are starting to outnumber the Hobbits, but I don't think they're going to get there in time. I think Shire have got Sharkey really hemmed in now, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, we're going to do priority roll because this is quite important now. 1 of 4. Nice, goes to you.
Nice one.
Here we are then. The OT special, he's whipped to death into combat another one of his own models. He is a maverick. Anyway, we've called a combat with Cotton. It's the last might point on the board that's been called. Because Robin Smallberry used his to kill a guy. So Cotton himself is going to 2 hands, because we really want to kill this guy. So... This is where he's the only one to roll a 6, of course. Yeah. Actually, do you want to set the bar OT just so that we know what we're...
You've got high fight.
Thank you. So, Cotton. So he goes down to a 4 high, and this one goes down to a 2.
Does Cotton have 2 attacks?
No, he doesn't.
I was going to say.
I'm just an idiot. It goes down to a 2. We've got Robin Smallborough. He's also on a 2. And we've got Gaffer Gamgee. He's got 6.
So you win.
So Cotton needing 4s.
Good.
It wasn't worth 2-handing. He got a 5. So what we're going to do is we are going to peel off this bellend with Gaffer.
And then put the 2
We're going to put Smallborough in to Sharkey.
That's the wrong guy.
Sorry.
That's a sheriff that was...
My hand felt a model and it just picked it up. He's fuck my...
Sharkey. We'll come back. Right, we're going to take... So we've removed the tree so that we can bloody well see what's going on. We've done all the other fights. A couple died on both sides. And this guy survived and moved to here. This guy lost his combat but survived. And now it's the big combat with Sharkey, who is trapped against Merry... Or is that Pippin?
Pippin.
And
like 2 hours ago.
and this other dude. So he's going to be 2-handing as well. So we've got 2 attacks from Pippin, Merry,
Yeah.
Pippin, and 1 attack from Sheriff Dude. So Onod's going to roll first.
I might actually die.
He might actually die in real life if he fails.
IRL. I genuinely feel nervous about this.
Pippin.
It's not bad.
Okay. Then the two-hander.
Two-hander.
That's where the 6
Of course.
comes. Yeah.
Of course.
So it's a 5 high so far. So we do have a banner, but
No, we got spear.
oh, we've got a spear as well. Okay.
We'll
so,
see what the good man rolls first, shall we?
So Sharkey is higher fights.
See whether we actually
He'll win it on a 5.
5 or a
He'll
6.
roll a 6, I guarantee it. 100%.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. Okay.
GG.
So
Pippin gets 4 attacks and he re-rolls failed. So 5s. 2.
2 wounds. He's
That's it.
dead. Wow. The Hobbits have vanquished Sharkey from the Shire. At the end of all that, all the campaign games came down to that roll, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not been an easy ride for the Hobbits.
Bittersweet with Merry dying, I think. But
He did his job. He held Sharkey in the corner.
He did a wound. He got us into that situation, and he prevented any useful magic from occurring. So yeah, wow, what a scenario!
It's the close. Well, it's not the closest because one of our scenarios was based on a dice roll at the very end, but it feels more balanced than a lot of the scenarios where I imagine it was just play tested a bit more. Or
Yeah,
yeah.
I think killing the Hobbit warriors, which you started focusing on more, really benefited it at the end. Yeah, blimey.
If the Ruffians had their fight bonus,
Yes.
I think this would have been very.
If we were playing this the way you meant to, it's so difficult for the Hobbits to break through because we would have had so many rolls where we just weren't being able to win instantly. Yeah. We'll just add a goodbye and then post because I'm tired. All the campaign games were fucking irrelevant, and we could have just played this one and got the same result.
Played it first, yeah. It's true.
There we go. Well, it was a nice themey end to a not very themey game.
Well, I don't know what you mean. The Shires were embodying the spirit of
Yeah.
the Bounders and keeping the Ruffians out of the border.
The Shire were embodying the spirit of the neckbeard, sweating away in their
As we know,
protocol.
Hobbit's very beardy and very sweaty.
Yeah, they've got a great neckbeard on them. Yeah, wow. Should we just quickly talk about the whole game at the end?
Yes.
You know what? It was probably in the top 3 scenarios in Scouring. And I think it did actually function as a scenario where Ethan could win.
Yeah.
And I think even though OT got a little salty with how we played it, I think that actually at that point in the game, the Hobbits did actually have to do a bit of zoning to actually enable them to fucking gank Sharkey. I think if we hadn't, then you would have just been able to run him away from us, and then you would have been able to just game it by him having a 6-inch move and us not, and us never catching him. So, yeah. Was it the best game of SPG ever? No.
It was a game of SPG.
It was technically a game of
Technically.
SPG. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's an interesting dynamic in this game where the Hobbits have the lead through, I think, almost the entire scenario, but as soon as you hit like a critical mass of Ruffians off the board, you just start to bring more and more back each turn, and eventually you do just inherently re-overtake the Hobbits. And I think that's a really, I don't know if it's an intentional piece of design, but I think it's quite interesting. And I think it definitely impacted the way you two played this out, because you were a lot more aggressive than I was like expecting you to. Like, you really like pushed up, and it was really interesting. I thought you'd just sit back and plink with your archery, but
I think our thinking was we had to push up because we knew Sharkey was going to come on, and we wanted to break through so that we could immediately get him. because we didn't want him to be using magic, and we didn't want you to just kind of you would always win any kind of long game because you respawn and we don't. So
yeah. It's just an interesting. It's just an interesting mechanic, and especially bearing in mind like we're in the Shire, the fact that Ruffians respawn and the Hobbits don't.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It would have made more sense if the Hobbits respawned, and well, this is kind of what I want to get into in the separate video, which we'll get into it. But I don't really think that this did a very good job of making asymmetrical games.
No.
Like, in my opinion, this scenario should have been Hobbits keep spawning. It's impossible for the Ruffians to win long term, but if you can keep Sharkey alive for X many turns, you win, as in you gain the satisfaction of feeling like you did the best you could in that scenario. Like that's how I think this sort of thing should be. But there you go.
Yeah.
I guess the game's developers' reasons that the Hobbits have so many big heroes, they don't need respawning dudes as well, and the Ruffians needed something to help them out a little bit.
But yeah, it was interesting, and like I did enjoy having like a bigger Ruffian force. That was quite nice, and it just gave you it was a very different scenario to all the others, I think. But it wasn't an awful scenario. I think I was just quite jaded by this point of the whole Scouring shenanigans.
There we go, the epic conclusion done. The Hobbits victorious. Merry died. That's unfortunate, but otherwise reasonably book accurate in some ways. Although actually, that's not really how the Battle of Bywater
Sharkey wasn't killed
happens.
by Worm. But...
No, Sharky's not actually at the Battle of Bywater. Anyway,
no, you're right. He's it's true.
there should have been another scenario where they
Just
go up to
the
Bag
four
End.
heroes. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
we'll have to make that one up, won't we?
No, let's not. Thank you for watching the Scouring. To the few people who have watched every single one, I can only apologise for massively wasting your time.
Well, if they enjoyed it, they enjoyed it.
Yeah, we're not accepting any liability for any medical requirements you'll need after watching them all. Just to be clear, that apology is just a nicety. It will hold no weight in law. But yeah, we'll probably record a video in the future giving an in-depth review about Scouring.
Yeah,
but it might not be soon.
Or fun.
It might be like randomly at some point halfway through next year, even though we're in the next edition. We just finally want to get it off our chest.
Yeah.
There we go. Wonderful.
Bye.
Bye.
Oi.
Wow.
Are we actually going to sign off?
No, I think that was good.
I think that sets the tone.